Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nicole, aka Nikki New, aka Nick to the New, and I'm the creator and fun of Are You Mud, the podcast for the people. Today we are back with our new series entitled Mud News, where we discuss all things mud in the world today. So let's get this thing started. We're going to start on our first topic. Is being Black a disability? Now, I know you're probably thinking, what? Like, what are you talking about? Well, in a recent uproar, there is a school and, well, there is a class being taught in Princeton. It's entitled The Healing Humanities, Decolonizing Trauma, Studies from the Global South. And the curriculum teaches students that Black people should be considered disabled due to systematic racism in America. Now, they continue to go on and explaining their reasons as to why they feel that Black people should be considered should be considered disabled. And that's primarily due to the systematic racism, according to an article written by Career Step Up. And this story is written by Emily Valdez a day ago. So they proceed on breaking down the systematic racism and stating that systematic racism refers to the systems in place in society that create racial inequality for people of color. Okay. Black people are oppressed. We know that, but they continue to elaborate and give more of a scientific backing as to why they feel that Black people have been oppressed. So here, listen up. The course's description says that systematic racism in America is the reason Black people should be looked at as oppressed and disabled. Hear them out. Hear them out. Before you guys go on a tangent, hear them out. Due to simultaneous oppression. They're stating that simultaneous depression is a description, also refers to the term intersectionality. Now, if any of you recall any of our previous podcast episodes, again, I created Are You Mad? The podcast for the people where we discuss, mental health, mindfulness, primarily for those, African descent and those who do support the betterment of the Afro-American experience. You understand? So intersectionality was a term that was used 2 years ago in a dialogue with myself and Marz. You can check that out on my YouTube channel. You can search at Are You Mad? That's ARGH, the letter UMAD, on YouTube, and you can check out We Are All Data. But you can learn a little bit more about intersectionality, but they'll tell you right here that intersectionality, this term is saying that individuals can be oppressed by numerous groups simultaneously. Intersectionality acknowledges that people have their own personal and unique experience when it comes to discrimination and oppression. So I noticed that while reading this article, this class got a lot of backlash. They are requesting that the person who's hosting this course be fired. They're saying that the course teaches from Jasbir Pyars I'm not sure how they pronounce the last name's book, The Right to Maim, Debility, Capacity, Disability. The argument in Parr's book is that Black people can be looked at as disabled without actually having any physical impairments. I want to see more. I want to read more about this book. It's one of those things that make you go, We understand that there have been systems. They're acknowledging that there have been systems in place, systematic racism already built in place, which has kept, Black people oppressed for many years. Okay. Let me keep going. Let me not take away from this. So they're telling us a little bit more about the professor's book. In Parr's book, the class follows along with, it talks about the structures in place, right, in society that prevent people from reaching their full potential, thus causing them to be handicapped or disabled in life. We're gonna take our time with this, okay? We're definitely gonna take our time with this. I want to know what you guys feel about this topic. I want you guys to check out, this topic on intersectionality, or the name of the class is Healing in Humanities, and it's called Decolonizing. Let me go back. Hold on. It's the healing humanities, decolonizing trauma, studies from the global south. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. We can break it down a lot more, but I just wanted to get the conversation started. Do you feel that being Black is a disability? Definitely let me know in the comments. And if you're here, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe, and check out our website as well. Okay, so we're gonna head over to our next topic. All right, you know it. I've been watching it. We've been following along. We've been discussing a lot of what's happening in Niger. I'm gonna make sure I pronounce it correct. Niger, not Niger, but Niger. Okay, Niger. Yes. All right. So according to an article that was written by the Associated Press, they're stating that Niger's junta invites Mali and Burkina Faso to aid its defense, asks the French ambassador to leave. Okay, like I told you guys last time in the Last Man News, and a lot of other bloggers and podcasters and journalists are also mentioning that Africa seems to be tired and they're really putting their foot down. So let's keep reading. It says right here, Niger's junta authorized troops from neighboring Mali and Burkina Faso to come to its defense and asked the French ambassador to leave the country Friday, raising the stakes in a standoff with other West African nations who are threatening force to reinstate Niger's democratically elected president. Okay, the junta's leader, I'm going to say General Abdrahmane Tchiani, signed 2 executive orders authorizing the security forces of Burkina Faso and Mali to intervene on Niger territory in the event of aggression. Senior junta official Omaru Ibrahim Sidi said late Thursday, after hosting a delegation from the 2 countries in the Nigerian capital, Niamey. Sidi did not provide further details about the military support from the 2 countries, whose military regimes have said any use of force by the Western African bloc, ECOWAS, against Niger's junta would be treated as an act of war against their own nations. So from what I'm gathered, if I understood correctly, and please make any comments and let us know what you feel and how you feel about the matters that's taking place back home. And I'm going to say back home as far as the continent, motherland. How do you feel about what's going on? So from what I'm gathering, it seems like Mali and Niger, even though they stated that what is this person's title? The senior junta official, Mr. Sidi, he didn't give much details, right? They said Sidi did not provide further details about the military support from the 2 countries whose military regimes have said any use of force by the West African bloc, ECOWAS, against Niger's juntas would be treated as an act of war against their own nations. So they haven't said too much, but they also have said before, hey, my friend, if you touch that one over there, we have some small problems, yeah? Oh, I don't think it'll be too small. But this is really getting interesting in regards to what's going on the continent. So if you know more about it, please make sure you are commenting. Please make sure you are messaging. Let's keep this conversation going, because the more we know, the better we know how to move. Okay, show them how to move in a room full of vultures. And lastly, let's go to our last topic this morning. I had one more topic, but I think I'm going to kind of stop it right there. Oh wait, a Texas company, according to a story, according to what is it? Raw Story is the name of the platform. Texas company subjected Black employees to racial abuse with Nazi symbols and nooses lawsuit. Okay. So let's keep on. It says right here. Oh, I'm sorry. It just went away. One moment. I apologize. Oh. Okay, well, I have my article. My apologies. This is live and we're having some technical difficulties. Well, there we go. Okay. So right here, I read the continue reading on the, okay, here it is. I just have to expand the article. I went to the app. My apologies. Okay. This is really good. I want you guys to pay close attention. The U.S. Equal Opportunity Commission, okay, for any of you who have ever had any issues as far as some form of discrimination or so, and with any of your employers, this is the company this is the organization that you need to be directing any of your concerns to. Do you hear me? I said, if you have any issues, they don't have to, you can still be employed and still file a claim of discrimination. I just want to put that out there. Do you understand? Do you hear me? We can talk more about it later, but let's get back to the story. The U.S. Equal Opportunity Commission, EEOC is also known as, has filed a lawsuit. Okay. So let me give you a little bit of background. What happens, like, when you have any type of discriminatory issues with any of your employers, you feel like you're being maybe you're wrongfully terminated. Maybe, they're not acknowledging your American Disability Act, any accommodations that you may have, or maybe, maybe some FMLA, anything that you feel is unjust. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is here for all of us. You can file a complaint. You submit it, then somebody will get back to you. They'll interview you. They'll hear your side. You'll provide them with any details that you have, any documentation that you have, right, to support your case. And then they will later on tell you, yes, we can go on and permit you. You have a certain amount of time to file your lawsuit, but they kind of give you the okay, like, yes, you do have a case, go ahead. All right. Now, I have been one to utilize it, and I was given the okay. So if you want to know more about how to, if you need somebody to walk you through that, go on ahead, message me, get in contact with me. There's all types of ways to contact me and book a free consultation, whatever it is. And I can help you out there. Okay. Just want to put that personal soundbite in there. Shameless plug, but it's an important plug because a lot of us do not know the resources that we have available. A lot of us just sit there and suffer in silence, and the time for change is now. No more suffering in silence. So let's keep reading. Let's get back to the article at hand. So, the U.S. Equal Opportunity Commission, EEOC, has filed a lawsuit accusing a Texas crane company of subjecting 4 Black employees to racial discrimination and harassment. The Fort Worth Star Telegram reported. So this is from the Fort Worth Star Telegram newspaper. So EEOC said TNT crane and rigging openly displayed nooses and white supremacy symbols and subjected the employees to verbal abuse and racial slurs. The EEOC has charged the company, which has over 40 branches in the United States and Canada, with retaliating against a white employee for raising allegations of race-based discrimination at its Fort Worth branch. It's like a tongue twister for me this morning. The Star Telegram's report stated the employee reported the racial discrimination and harassment, which included a noose in the workplace, to multiple levels of management, HR, and HR, according to the EEOC's press release. However, the company took no effective action, the EEOC said. Okay, so this is how it goes, right? Now, before you start making these reports to EEOC, I also want to make another point right there. First of all, that's wild. Okay, that is wild as far as PTSD. Like, if anything, I don't feel like African Americans really get enough respect in regards to the trauma that they've actually had to undergo, and their ancestors. Well, I'm going to say we have had to undergo. Forgive me when I speak in that manner. I am a Ghanaian American, so I'm a first generation immigrant. You understand? So I speak respectfully, specifically to my fellow brothers and sisters who do have direct lineage, right, that were descendants of the slave, who were actually slaves. Point blank period. I don't even want to sugarcoat that. You understand? So I'm very careful myself, right? Even as a Black American, Ghanaian American, but nobody really knows unless I tell you. You understand? So the noose, though. Please put that in the comments. If you saw a noose at your job, what are you doing? Like, what do you do? Right? You notify your management. Yeah, hey, what's up with that noose right there? It's a noose. What's going on with that? Is that a noose? I'm looking at a noose right there. Okay. And then you tell HR. You tell your manager, direct manager, they do nothing. You tell HR, they do nothing. So what's the next step? EEOC. Okay, the equal. I'm not glad that this happened, but I'm glad that this came up today because I wanted to at least start discussing this EEOC. I have a podcast recording where I'm actively protesting when I was being wrongfully discriminated against. And this is a very big deal. I know what it's like. I know what it feels like to not be heard. I know what it feels like for your, for you to bring something, to the higher up's attention, specifically, human resources, which is supposed to be there, right? The liaison between the employee and the employer. Sometimes, depending on their relationships with the employer, some of our legit concerns can be swept under the rug, and that's not our fault if it's swept underneath the rug. That's up to the company to ensure that they're handling their employees with care. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that for today. All right, today is Saturday, August 26th. The time is now 10 a.m. here in Eastern Standard Time. My name is Nicole Nunu, aka Nikki New. I'm the creator and founder of Are You Mad? The podcast for the people. I truly appreciate you for being here with us this morning for Mod News, where we discuss all things mod in the world today. Also, be sure to check out our website at areyoumad.com. That's ARGH, the letter UMAD. Okay, where you can schedule a call if you need to. All right. You can join our mailing list. Please do, so that we can stay active and we can keep these conversations going, because we can't always discuss everything online, obviously. And you can also purchase some cool merchandise that you see around. Okay. So thank you so much again. I'm going to be signing out in peace. Let me give you guys some more music to bump to. Period.